Now, since Coach Prime has landed himself down in Boulder and even back to Jackson State a little bit, he's always faced a little adversity. Not a little, a whole lot of adversity, right? Whether it's media throwing shade, whether there's people creating articles, writing nonsense, players leaving, starting stuff, coaches taking jabs, he's wearing hats and sunglasses. It never ends. But when you win, maybe we don't got to have too much to say. Texas Tech coach Joey McGuire had something to say about Coach Prime that not too many people are talking about. And I thought it'd be interesting that we talk about it, given that everybody else wants to talk about the other stuff. This show is brought to you by BetUS, and let's talk about Joey McGuire's comments. And then, of course, today, the big day, no more AP poll. Playoff ranking and seedings drop, which we'll go about later on today. Roll the intro, baby. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Joey McGuire, Texas Tech coach. Pardon my voice here. I don't know what happened. I feel like I'm losing it. Games on Saturday had me riled up. All right, so maybe that's what's going on there. But had some things to say about Coach Prime. And they're all great things. Yeah, I had some of you. You probably thought it was going to be a doozy one. Yeah, a little bit there. I wanted to play into it a little bit because, again, it feels like every week someone has something to say, and we hear all about it. Now we have a coach praising Coach Prime, showing a side of Coach Prime, which we are, I think, familiar or aware of, but the people that like to hate on him usually ignore. Hear what he had to say about Coach Prime, about his sons, and not about Coach Prime, but about Deion Sanders, the father. It's good stuff. Take a listen.
Could get that program turned around, and he has. They're bowl eligible. They're 4-1 in conference, and we're sitting here 4-2. So it's a huge game. I believe we're facing two of the best college football players in the country. One is probably the leader in the Heisman right now, Travis Hunter. I mean, he's a generational player. I keep thinking back, and you'd have to go a long way back. I know there's been different guys that have been able to play both sides of the ball, but this guy's going to take over 100 snaps on Saturday and play at an elite level. I mean, as good as anybody in the country, and so he deserves to be in the mix and probably the leader. And then, in my opinion, I think that Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in college football. If I was an NFL GM and I had a pick to where I needed a quarterback, he'd be the first quarterback taken in this year's draft. He should be, and so I have a lot of respect for him. I still remember both his sons that we're going to play on Saturday running around. We both coached in the Under Armour game together multiple times, and Garrett and his sons running around throwing the ball whenever they were younger. It's really cool to see how they've grown up, and going back, I did have a note talking about Deion. The one thing that I was always so impressed with Deion is what kind of dad he is and what kind of dad he was. Me being a high school coach, I dealt with a lot of helicopter parents, and he is the farthest thing. We had a game against DeSoto. It was on national stage, 12,000 people, sold out. And, I asked him, hey, do you want me to make sure you got a place to sit? And he goes, Coach, I'm sitting in the extra seats in the end zone. You don't have to worry about me, but I'll be there to watch. And so that's just kind of the person he is. I think the world of him. Talking about Deion, the one thing that I was always impressed with Deion.
I love bringing this up because, again, anytime there's any negativity, that sells, right? It's not kind of like the news cycle. This probably won't sell. It's not sexy enough out there, but because there's always so much hate and so much negativity surrounding this situation, felt that it would be good to talk about a couple of things. One, just the praise that he gives Travis Hunter is absolutely huge. It kind of gives you a little insight of how these coaches are feeling and how they view this Travis Hunter situation. I have mentioned a few times, they go, look, what Ashton Jeanty is doing is absolutely incredible. What he's number-wise is through the roof. But like he just said, Mr. McGuire, it's generational. Now, you've seen guys play on both sides of the ball, sure. Not like this. This man's playing at an elite level, which I've stated, on both sides of the ball. He's getting compared to other top wide receivers at other schools. Mind you, he's playing the other side of the ball when he's not playing wide receiver, and you're comparing him to elite wide receivers that are doing big-time numbers. He is playing on the other side of the ball. and also doing that. All right. So we've been saying that. And again, hearing him say that he's leading the way, I think these 4 games, especially given now the circumstances that Colorado is in, is huge for the campaign push, because now they have a little bit more control of their destiny of making it into that Big 12 championship and ultimately into the playoff, which is going to speak volumes. A Heisman winner usually has to be on a although Jaden Daniels won last year going 9-3, his statistics were just out of this world, kind of like an Ashton Genty. So it's going to come down to the team that you're playing on. All of these things are going to sell that. And then again, Shedeur Sanders, I agree with him completely on being the number 1 quarterback out of this draft. However, Cam Moore leads the way. And if you're a Shedeur Sanders fan, the Browns look like they're going to have first pick in that regards for quarterback. I would hate for Shedeur to go to Cleveland. And right now he's projected to go to Vegas, which would be absolutely incredible. I think him at Vegas would be awesome. I think Vegas being good at football is good for the sport, because Vegas is just, it's sexy. So honestly, NFL, they've proven time and time again that they're idiots, and they probably will do it again. So I don't mind him being the second quarterback if they get to skip Cleveland, personally, because I want to watch Shedeur Sanders, and I don't want to watch him go to that dumpster fire and what Cleveland is. They continue to burn and ruin quarterback's career. So no need for him to even bother with that. And then again, him talking about how just a great of a father he is. Like, we're aware, we know these things. We're aware of these things. And it's just great and refreshing to hear someone else to go out of their way to talk about how great of a person he is, and wanted to go over that a little bit. This game this week, though, opens up at -3.5 for Colorado. Again, the show's brought to you by BetUS. When you go over to BetUS.com, use the code YouTube150. You get back 150% on your first deposit, then 125 on your second two, up to $2,000. I will be doing a full breakdown, you guys know, later in the week of this game, giving my thoughts and opinions about it. I'll give you more of a feeling. I love the over. Quick initial thought, the over guy has me all fired up. 63, I told you, Texas Tech can sling the ball with anybody, and I think they'll put up about 20, 30, and I think Colorado puts about 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking like. The spread, -3, you're telling me it's basically a 6-point spread, because the home team usually gets 3 points. That's how they kind of start the bases with it. And so the Texas Tech's at home. You know, you got to think like it would be 3. It would be on a neutral site. Colorado be favored by a touchdown. 6 is what I'm thinking like. So I mean, to me, take the -3.5. First initial thought. That to me, that's a pick'em game. Those are a wash. I don't think it'll be that close. I think Colorado pulls away from them like they have everybody else. I think Texas Tech win over Iowa State gave them a little more credibility going into this game. No disrespect to Texas Tech. I think they're a good football team. I just think that they have some holes that Colorado will be able to expose. This Colorado team is different, man. It's not like the old Colorado team in the past. So be sure to check out BetUS.com. And again, today is the big day. So don't go anywhere. Turn the bell on, subscribe, all those good things. We've got a presser today from Coach Prime, and then the new seeding ranking drops later on this afternoon, which we got to talk about because it's going to change drastically from what this is and give us a better insight on where the Buffs stand and how their playoff picture can look without playing in that Big 12 championship. I know it's a long way to go, and I know there's a lot of wins, but it's still fun to talk about. I enjoy this process of it. This is what makes college football so great, is the nuances of it. So if you guys enjoy that kind of content, obviously be tuned in. If you obviously are the one that says, I don't really care, we win football games, that's fine too. I know not everybody likes the what-if situation, but I enjoy those situations. They are fun to keep up with. So again, turn that bell on. Going to be a busy day. Going to be a busy couple of weeks. On Thursday, we'll drop the breakdown video between Colorado and Texas Tech, breaking down all the numbers. We haven't been wrong besides the Nebraska game. The Kansas State game, I feel pretty good about. I think that injuries kind of alluded to the reason that loss there, but felt pretty good about all the predictions thus far. We've been pretty dialed in on breaking these teams down. So want to get a little more information on Texas Tech, and then we'll be doing that. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Smash the like button, subscribe. Peace and love. The show is, of course, brought to you by BetUS.